Thursday morning, and it's time for Tech for Seniors Live, where technology gets its deserved deep dive. This isn't happening via Zoom, so we can't see who's joining the show. So please sign in to the chat box below as we gather around the screen, both far and wide, with curiosity as our ever-trusty guide. We'll navigate the digital seas, a knowledgeable crew, exploring all the tech tips, both old and new. No need for cameras, no need for dress. Just bring your questions and we'll address. From gadgets to apps and all the tech lore, we're here to help, to teach, and much more. So type away in the chat. Don't be shy. Our tech-savvy hosts are here to reply. It's Thursday morning. Let the tech talk flow at the Tech for Seniors Live, the best tech show.
Apple Intelligence, iPhone 16, AirPods for hearing aids. Is this the year of Apple? Let's look at this today on Tech for Senior Live. I'm Ron Brown, and it is September the 12th, a fall day in Comox, British Columbia, but a nice day. So I want to thank everybody for coming and joining us for an hour of fun and entertainment as we look at all the tech news of the week. We're going to focus this morning early on, of course, the big Apple event this week. Lots of news and lots of exciting things happening. And of course, we have our panel of guests today who are ready to comment on all the news articles and, of course, the event that just happened. Now, you're probably wondering who we are, and we're a group of seniors that of course have been doing this show for a while. But we also have a Monday show, and we invite you to come. It's over on. We do this as a Zoom meeting, and it's this is our website, www.techforsenior.com. You can pop over there and watch the show on Monday, and it's a lot of fun. We've been doing it for 5 years now. We have we're about 231 episodes, and of course we'll be having another one this Monday, and you're certainly welcome to come. Now, this of course is our news that we're doing on Thursday, and this is for our technology. All the tech articles we review, we post them to our Facebook page. And if you want to follow along with the articles and follow us as we review them, you can just pop over to our Facebook page, and if you're on Facebook, just type in Tech for Senior. You'll find us, and you can follow the articles along. Plus, we always post articles all through the week. So if you have a club or you're following news articles or whatever, if you follow along with our channel, you'll certainly follow the news articles as we post them. And a lot of you send me articles and say, hey, can you talk about this on Thursday? And we encourage that. And I would really like you to do that. So keep doing that. And but if you send me an article on Monday, then I post it on our Facebook page on Monday. By the time we get to Thursday, there's too many articles, so we never get to the Monday one. So if you're going to send me an article, send it later in the week, and we'll probably get to it. Anyway, let me introduce the gang today. Huey from
here.
Huey Poplick from Bradenton, Florida, co-host on Monday, on the Monday show. Welcome, Huey. How's your day going?
Going very well. Just trying to keep up with everything. I added a lot of articles to the news today, so there's a lot of things happening.
A lot of things. So we're going to get on quickly to get going with this because we got a lot to cover. So I'm not going to be labored. Bob, you're doing okay? How's everything going?
Fine.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yep.
I see you've still got videos coming out daily. You're a man of many talents.
Yeah, that's not going to stop till I stop.
And of course, Ray Baxter, our music director from Monday show, president of the Association of APCUG, Associated Personal Computer User Group. That's quite the mouthful. Anyway, you're also the treasurer and a techie guy and our music director as well. So your things are going good with you. Unmute
you, Ray.
Yes. Finally, in Pine, Arizona, we're getting to what I would call our normal September weather. Morning temperatures in the low 50s, and the high today is only going to be 82. So this is what I'm here for.
Yeah, it's cooling off here. It was down. It was cool last night. It was down to probably around 50 degrees overnight. So it's cooling off. All right, Huey, anybody listening to us? And if you are listening and you haven't put anything in the chat, we'd sure appreciate it because we don't know who's listening out there. On our Monday show, we can see you, but we can't see you here, so we don't know who's out there. So if you put something in the chat, let us know what the weather is, how you're doing, any questions for us. We're happy to do that. Anybody listening?
Let's take a look.
Richard from Monrovia, California, 64 degrees now, going on to 83 later on. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Marie Strom, good morning from Victoria, BC, where it is sunny but a bit cool. Exactly, Marie. That's exactly what we have up here. Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 56 degrees and overcast. Mike Ungerman, sad days in Orlando. Yes.
Yeah. We lost a dear tech friend, Stan Wallner, Tuesday this week. And we don't like talking negative things, sad things, but he was well-liked and very prominent in the tech world, especially in the Orlando area and APCUG. And probably my best friend since 1987. So, sorry to have lost him.
Mike Lehman from Moncton, New Brunswick, where it is 25 degrees centigrade or about 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Clark Walker, good morning from Trenton, New Jersey. Beautiful day and watching outside. Oh, okay.
Pretty neat.
Geeks on Tour, good day from the Geeks on South Florida, and it is hot. And they, of course, are heading off to Cuba this weekend. And they're going to be something that they've never done before, and it's really going to be very stressful for them. They won't have internet for a week. No communication for a week. I'd go nuts. I would, when our internet was down for an hour, I almost went crazy, like a whole week. But they're going to be on a boat diving out in the middle of the ocean. Well, not in the middle of the ocean, but they're out on a boat diving. And Starlink's illegal in Cuba. I didn't know that. Bernard, No Apple for me, cost too much money. Sally Ann, summer may be over. Expect highs of 60s and 70s rest of September. Yes. You know how I know? Huey, I'm sending you a present and it's already left. And I'm sending it through the airwaves. We're sending you our Canada geese. They all go south for the winter. So they'll be arriving shortly in Florida.
We get a lot of ducks. I don't see geese too much in my area, but we do see a lot of ducks.
A lot of ducks. Summer, Sally says summer days may be over. Yeah, we got that one. Liz, hi from Ohio, sunny and 78. And JJ from Waukegan, Illinois, 73 degrees. And Mike Saunders, Chesham, UK, 20 degrees centigrade. Hello, Mike. Yes, indeed.
That makes this officially an international show.
It does. Today. It does. Well, yes, it does indeed. All right, let's get on with the articles. First of all, we're going to talk today. Let me just figure this out where we are here. We of course are going to talk about the big Apple event that occurred on Monday and Tuesday. So the first thing we want to talk about, of course, is the iPhone 16 that is out now. And you will see a lot of. So I guess one of the things that I wanted to focus on today, and we'll talk about in just a minute, is Apple Intelligence. We really, the whole thing and the whole release of the iPhone 16 and everything about it was all centered around Apple Intelligence. And as we all know, Apple's been struggling to keep their dominance in the iPhone business, and they were really losing, particularly in China, losing a lot of momentum because of, they didn't have Apple Intelligence. So what is Apple Intelligence? And this was all focused around the release of this phone, was around the application of Apple Intelligence. So anyway, so there's a lot of stuff to do about that, but these are the highlighting features. And I'm not going to go into the details specifically, but larger displays, Apple Intelligence, the A18 Pro chip, they make their own chips, new camera system, new camera control button, improved battery life, and grade 5 titanium design, and a whole bunch of new colors. So those were all the things that, did you guys have, Huey, any comments on on the new iPhone? Did you want to talk about anything specific or?
Just, there's a lot of neat things, but all through my experience with PCs and technology over the years, everything kind of just steps along. So what's going to be new with the Apple will be newer yet with the next Samsung, which will be newer with the next Pixel and so on. So, if you like the phone you're using, stick with it. Wait till the next one of that one comes out, or a couple of years down the road. Get a couple of years use out of your phone. How often do you use it as a phone? Why do you need a new one?
I think in the case of this phone, people have been waiting for it. I think this is going to be one of their really big years for the phone, because people have been waiting for this because of the Apple Intelligence, right? Bob, any comments?
Yeah, if you go and buy it for Apple Intelligence, wait until it's available, because the intelligence is missing. Okay?
That's right.
That's the biggest
Bob,
problem.
You're such a nitpicker for detail. Just because the fact that they don't have it. Come on.
Keep using the old one till the intelligence is available, and then do the upgrade.
That's true. Ray,
and by then, the price may even had come down a little bit, because it'll be the next version.
Right.
I echo what the other guys have said. Apple is taking pre-orders now. So if you really want to spend the money, I guess you can put it down and get a pre-order, and then hope it's everything that they say it'll be. But
and that's a good point Bob made, is that in fact a lot of the features, a lot of things that which is a little unusual for Apple, because that's a Google thing. Google always announces phones and nothing ever works on them, and for when you buy them and the features come out later. Usually Apple's pretty good, but in this case, a lot of this stuff just is what's coming, right? What Bob's exactly right. So anyway, think about that. All right. I don't want to go. There's an article being published today, and we're going to go over it when we do the news. Apple iPhone 16 compared to the Samsung S24. And it's and you can compare the two, and it's a good article. I'm not going to go into all those details because we just don't have time to do that. But it's a good comparison. So if you are in the looking at either of those two, that's a good comparison article, and that article will come up in our article review. The other one we want to talk about, of course, is the Apple Watch. Now, again, these are the summary features for the Apple Watch: redesigned display, new health features, faster charging, and new color finishes. I would say after looking at I don't really. They're making a big deal about sleep apnea and how this diagnoses sleep apnea and so on and so forth. I mean, as a physician practicing for all those years, the best thing to do is ask the wife. When the husband comes in and says, well, do I have sleep apnea? I always ask the wife. She said, he's had sleep apnea for 10 years, most of them. And, you can solve the problem, right? I'm not sure. Anyway, the Apple is their big thing on the watch, of course, is some new health applications. But I am a big Apple Watch fan, and their irregular heart rate notification and their atrial fibrillation detection is the best in the business. So there are a lot of very good features on the Apple Watch, and I'm a big supporter of it. So I didn't see, there's not a whole bunch of different things on that. But the AirPods, now this is really cool. We talked about this a little bit. Of course, the Apple AirPods, which you see here. And this is, now we talked about this before the show started, and I'm not sure if the, what do they call these? AirPods Max is, first of all, the AirPods now are going to be used for hearing aids. So this is a big deal, not a little deal, but a big deal, because 60% of people in the United States have iPhones, right? And hearing loss in seniors is a big deal, and hearing aids are expensive. Now, 2 years ago, the FDA changed the rules and allowed hearing aids to be sold over the counter. And they still have to be approved so that they not just amplification things, but they actually do some hearing aid stuff. And Apple has applied for this with these AirPods. I could be wrong on this, but I'm not sure. I think it may be only the AirPods Max that will be the hearing aids, and I think they're about $500 for the AirPods, because you can get AirPods for $250. If I'm wrong about that, if someone could correct me on that. But the point is that they're going to be able to use these AirPods as hearing aids. Now, that's not quite available yet, and it will be, the FDA still has to have approval on this, but it should happen fairly quickly. And I think this is really a great thing. And so we'll be able to use these as hearing aids for people who otherwise wouldn't get help. So do you guys have any comments on that? I thought that was a really cool feature. This is a really neat new feature on the AirPods.
Yeah, we talked about this amongst ourselves before the show, and my feeling generally is if you're in the Apple world and already have an iPhone and use the AirPods, it's a good plus extra. But to go out and spend that kind of money just for that feature would be there's a lot cheaper ways to do it.
Bob,
It'll be applied if it's and when it's approved to AirPod 2 and newer.
AirPod 2
AirPod 2 Pro and newer.
Okay, thanks, Bob. Good. Okay. And Ray, any comments?
Just bottom line, it's all about the ecosystem that you choose to use.
Right, exactly.
You want to live in the Apple world, then this could be a very good choice. If you're in the Android world, there's options on that side. So it all comes down to the ecosystem you've chosen to use.
I wonder if these will get approved for a hearing aid.
Oh, I was just going to say that, Bob. I got a feeling that Pixel is just you're just chomping at the bit. I think the floodgates are going to open up, and I expect there's lots of work being done on that for sure. So now, just wanted to take a look at some of the AI stuff here just to give you, we're just going to run through these slides and some of the things that that Apple announced for their Apple Intelligence here, and I just want to run through some of these slides. The writing tools: text rewrite, proofreading, summarized text, smart reply. We've seen some of these already on Android on Android phones. New Siri, new look, rainbow ring, improved language model, better natural language understanding. Private cloud compute handles complex queries without retaining data. Type to Siri, option to type instead of speak. Photos, clean up, remove unwanted objects from photos, like Magic Editor, I guess, in Google Photos. Search uses natural language to find specific photos. Memory, create movies and narratives and chapters based on your photos. That has sort of a ring of what we just talked about Google Photos last week. I think what they got. All right.
Is there a lawsuit coming?
Yeah, right. Transcription, phone call recording and transcription, records and transcripts phone calls with consent. Voice recordings and notes, records and transcribes audio within the notes. And features arriving later. Visual intelligence, searching for information by taking photos. Do I remember Google Lens doing this? Gemini, create custom emojis using text prompts. Image Playground, generate custom images from text prompts. Siri Personal Contact, contextual on-screen help on iPhone, iPad, Mac. Open AI connection, access Chat GPT within Apple Intelligence and for Siri requests. Third-party app connections with Siri, complete in-app requests. So is all Apple Intelligence now running through Chat GPT? Is that the deal that they've made? Is that sort of the idea behind this? I'm not quite sure. You guys got any ideas on is that?
I think it's coming.
I'm enjoying Chat GPT. It is
Yeah,
what I use for
Yeah, I think the deal they made they didn't create all their AI stuff themselves. So I think the deal they made was with OpenAI. So
I can remember, Ron, when Apple was the leader and the innovator with features coming out, be it for their computers or their phones. And now all of those that you mentioned, I believe Android has already, at least most of them, has come out.
Catch up.
So
yes, absolutely.
Apple is now following instead of leading.
That's exactly right. And Tim Cook has said, well, we're going to take a cautious approach. And Apple generally does that. They started to take a cautious approach. But anyway, you're right. Because and as I said, this is a big catch-up year. They had to do this. Otherwise, they were going to get clobbered in their sales, particularly in China, which is a big market for them. Huawei was going to eat their clock, so to speak. And so anyway, we'll see. Interesting stuff.
I don't remember Steve Jobs ever being called cautious.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The race car parked at the starting gate who becomes cautious gets run over.
Good, Bob. Now, the other interesting article this week that everyone, I don't know if you guys had picked this one up, was the European Union's top court has ruled against Apple and Google in separate cases, resulting in a substantial fine. And Apple faces a $14.4 billion fine for receiving tax advantages in Ireland. So this was an interesting story. So, Ireland set up this tax-free haven, and so Apple decided not to pay their taxes in the U.S. They moved their headquarters to Ireland. And Ireland then said, set up this tax-free haven. Well, then Apple became a $3 trillion company, and Ireland wasn't doing so good because there wasn't a lot of advantages for Ireland. And they said, well, boys, we would like some of our money, our tax money, even though we did give you tax, we sort of want to change the rules. And because we're just not making any money. And so Apple said, are you kidding? You made the deal, and here's what this is the deal. And they complained to the European Union's top court, and they found in favor of Ireland. And they appealed it and lost. The rulings highlight the ongoing tension between Silicon Valley tech giants and the EU, which has stricter regulations than the US. the EU is actively embracing antitrust laws and introduced new regulations like the Digital Markets Act to ensure fair competition and protect consumer interests. The impact of these rulings will be significant, with Apple facing a substantial hit, and Google got fined $2.7 billion. And so, and they lost their appeals. So I thought that was an interesting article. Anyway,
To me, all of this stifles inventions of all types, because if anytime you come up with something new, to be fair, you need to share it with everybody else. That just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know, the drug companies spend millions of dollars coming out with new drugs, and they do have some protection. What if that's going to start going away? Because that's where we're heading.
Mm-hmm.
I look at this as a money grab by the EU.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
It's coming to the U.S. California is right behind. We're already starting to see lawsuits here. Okay, so
I mean, the negative could be for European residents, where Apple and others will decide, look, we're not going to put as much emphasis there as we have in the past because it's just going to cost us too much money.
Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, interesting story, but I agree. Money grab is true. Okay, let's anybody that's all the articles we have. Huey, anybody before we get into our regular articles, anybody any comments that we need to deal with?
I want to the last one we did was Mike Saunders in Chesham, UK.
That's right.
We're starting to see some other new names. Mike's been with us a few months, but let's take a look here.
Jack Temple from
Wetumpka,
Alabama, feeling the effects of the hurricane. Jack, welcome. I think this is your first time on our show. Let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you for coming, Jack. That's great. Hopefully we have a good show for you. Welcome.
And I hope you weather the hurricane nicely.
Yeah, and if you were on the show before and we're just too old to remember your name, we do apologize, but we're seniors, right? And but welcome to the show, and hopefully you come back. That's great. Geeks on Tour. I changed to Mac after many Windows years. It works better with the stuff I need.
And another
Mike Higgins. Mike, welcome. Now, Mike, if this is your first time here, we'll give you a big round of applause and welcome you. Thanks so much. If you've been here before, I'm sorry, I don't remember, but I think it's your first time. 14 centigrade or 15 Fahrenheit in old money in Ireland, waiting for Apple to pay their 13. Oh, he's from Ireland, wait to pay his 13. Yep. Well, welcome. You're going to get some money. Deb Shannon, Dunedin, Florida, 89 degrees, feel like 102. Ick. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington, 58 degrees Fahrenheit and overcast. Genealogy Sig, unfortunately an awful lot of
that's Murray. Yeah.
Oh, is that Murray? Unfortunately, a lot of those Canada geese chose to stick around Vancouver and make a mess of it. Indeed. James Martas, Cookeville, Tennessee, 71 degrees overcast, getting ready for the bad storm expected. Yep. Hour away for the weekend. Stay safe. Geeks on Tour, they have concepts of intelligence. Concepts. Dick Vogel, waiting for the daily afternoon showers to begin. I think Murray, I host bought new hearing aids, and they're a lot more than $500. I have 2 months to return them for a refund. Richard Clarkson, in my family, 12 have iPhones and 3 have Androids. If the earbuds are really able to replace them, perhaps I should return. Yeah, I mean, I don't, it really depends on the question. Here's the question. Can a 3,000? No, actually, I think hearing aids, I know friends of mine have paid $5,000 for hearing aids. Yep. Can a $5,000 hearing aid, is it that much better than an AirPod, an Apple AirPod with the new hearing aid controls that will be released? Good question, right? Gerald Smith, West Seattle, 57 degrees.
And we're caught up.
Excellent. And we need to move on to the articles. So Huey, can you follow me as I'll just add this to the stage. And
Absolutely. I'm already there, but I'm going to refresh.
Yeah, we'll refresh as well. And we'll come down and see who has the first article. But
you just missed one, but mine's the same way. It's blank. Bob posted.
Yeah, I don't know why it's blank, because it's not blank when you get to YouTube. I put Chat GPT to work, and I wanted to know, how do I keep my home computer safe? Because most things come out and they tell you how to keep your work computer environment safe. This one's geared strictly to those of us that are at home, and they came up with some very good ideas.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure if you're probably looking at it on your Facebook page, or it's probably there. So
no, it's not on mine either. But it is when you get to YouTube, which is where you got to go anyway.
You got to go and get. Okay, Ray, this is yours.
Well, yeah, just because we were talking about iPhone and this article popped up. So when we mentioned a little bit of this already, but we're going to have to wait until next month, October, to try the new features of Apple Intelligence. And this article goes into all the details that you've highlighted before, Ron. But according to Apple, the other AI features will roll out later this year and the months following. That sounds a little bit open-ended to me.
Now, I will tell you, change the subject just a slightly, is I've been using AI more and more on my phone, my smartphone. I have the Pixel 8 Pro, and it's incredible. Like I'm becoming more of a convert on AI and using it on my phone than I have. It's really works well. So we're going to be getting into that this year a lot, and we'll be going over some of that. But that's for sure. Now I can't see this. Let's go over to Huey. And this is Ray's.
Yeah, now Dell has been cutting its job force since February of 2023 as it looks to lower their costs. And this is all because of lower sales of their PCs. And this is basically they're restructuring their sales division to adapt to an AI world. And Dell confirmed that an AI-specific sales unit was actually being set up. So following this story, maybe an insight into what could possibly be in store for the rest of the computer industry.
And Waze versus Google. That's cool. Waze, is this a video or an article?
No, this is an article. Article, and it gives a comparison between Waze and Google. And I've always said it's nice to have the navigation system built into your car at the factory. So the apps like Google Maps and Waze, though they do have a purpose. I use Waze. Waze is crowdsourced, as I think we all know. And I use it whenever there's a traffic problem ahead that I'm just coming up on. I can find out exactly what that issue is, how long my wait may be. Maybe I should start considering taking an alternate route at that point in time. So that provides a really nice service that my built-in navigation doesn't. And then Google just provides straightforward information about traffic that I like as well. So there are differences, and this is a good article if you want to understand a little bit better about how those differences are.
But they're both owned by Google.
That's correct.
Right.
Ray, just to let you know, I used Waze when I lived in Mesa. The nice thing about the Phoenix area is it has a very well-developed road system with with good systems. And if you see an accident up ahead or there's a big problem, you can usually get around it. Like it's a very good road system, like lots of arteries in there. You can sort of make your way around it. I use Waze for that all the time when I was down there. It worked great.
Good.
Worked great. And then yes, you can upgrade that old Windows 11.
So this was an interesting article that I came across. They took 24 people from this tech organization, and they were able to upgrade their older Windows 10 to Windows 11. And in one case, the computer was 15 years old. Now, out of the 6 computers in my household, 2 that are Windows 10 are only 1 or 2 generations behind. And I felt terrible about missing out on that. So the article says that it's just a simple registry edit could fix the issue. So I'm going to try that, and I'll report later on my success or failure.
Ray, I'm on a 7th generation, and I have been a Windows insider for Windows 11 for how long? Many years already. This computer isn't ready for Windows 11, yet Microsoft made it Windows 11. Okay, so the adage of you can't use it because you don't have the proper chip, it's too old, well, it doesn't hold any water. I'm still getting updates constantly with the latest build, and everything works fine.
Ray, all I can say is when you're doing it, make a video. That'd be a great one. Make a video for the Monday show on that when you're doing it, eh? All right. Let's go over here to Huey. Who is this? I can't see.
This is mine.
Okay.
So to me, I phrased this one. It was only a matter of time. So there's a North Carolina man who's been charged that he fraudulently earned streaming royalties using bots and AI generated songs. His name is Michael Smith.
Oh, I get this.
He set up thousands of bot accounts on streaming platforms and automated them to continuously stream songs that he owned to generate royalties for himself to pocket. These bot accounts, believe it or not, streamed hundreds of thousands of his AI generated songs billions of times, amounting to over $10 million. And this affected Amazon Music, Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube Music.
Yeah, they were talking about that on Leo Laporte this morning and on his show. I guess it was aired last Sunday, and I thought, you got to be kidding! And he made like a fortune from Spotify.
$10 million.
But he got caught.
Why didn't I think of that?
He got caught. He got caught.
He did.
He got caught. All right.
That's all I have.
That's good. This was an article just came out this morning, and the question was, does Apple iPhone have 16 have eSIM or dual SIM capabilities? So this is interesting. So as you know, you need a SIM card in your phone to be able to connect to a network, cellular network, and the SIM card is provided by your cellular network. So if you have a Verizon, cellular network, you have a Verizon SIM card, and that's a physical card that you go and you can put into your phone. Now, what happened is, of course, we have eSIMs, which are not physical SIMs anymore. This is a bit of software, so you actually don't need a physical SIM. Now, Apple took the approach, I think it's a couple of years ago, where they did away with all physical SIM cards on iPhones, but only iPhones sold in the United States. So, and maybe Canada, but I know for sure the United States. So you only had the option of having an eSIM on an iPhone purchased in the United States. So the question today is, what did Apple do with the iPhone 16? Well, no, you don't. If the phone is sold in the United States, it's only an eSIM, but you have the opportunity now to have dual eSIMs. So you can actually have two networks and two eSIMs running in this phone. And I thought is that clear enough? Does everybody understand that? Now, if you buy an iPhone in China or you buy an iPhone in Europe, different, right? They still have physical SIMs, but Apple has not put it, so it's still only an eSIM.
Now, what's the advantage to that, Ron? Could you have two phone numbers? Is that the
idea?
idea?
Well, exactly. Suppose, for example, the example I always give is, suppose you're a farmer out on a big field and you've got hundreds of acres and you're combining, and you go over a hill and you have to keep in control of your trucks that are coming and all that sort of thing. You go over a hill and you lose Verizon and you pick up AT&T, right? It automatically switches you to the other network. So it keeps you, or if you're a construction manager and you're on a big building in downtown Manhattan and you go out one side of the building and you get Verizon, you go out the other side of the building, you get AT&T. So they have dual SIMs on there because it's important. They've got to keep in contact with all their crews and everything like that. So dual SIMs are important. So that's why the two. But I guess in the past you could only have only one. You see, on most phones, you have the ability to have an eSIM, but you also have a physical SIM that you could put in there. So you could run a physical SIM and an eSIM. So you could have normally two networks attached. But anyway, so with this, you can do that.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Then this is oh, so well, guess what? The cheapest countries to buy an iPhone 16. No, they are not all the same price. So guess what the cheapest phone, let me come down here. You can't see this, so you don't know the answer. So what is the country that has the cheapest iPhone 16?
India.
Nope, China.
Ah.
And the United States is actually third on the list, so it's pretty cheap. It's $879. Canada doesn't fare so well. It's what did Canada came up at $1,000, another couple $100. So they up at $200 in Canada. So the United States is pretty low, but the cheapest is China.
And that's for direct competition with Huawei.
Yes, exactly. And oh, now I was telling everyone this morning. This was an interesting article. Google is getting ready to bring exclusive Pixel 9 features to older Pixels. So we've talked about this before, but whether you're in Google Photos or you're doing editing on photos, particularly on the Pixel 9, there's some features that are only available on the Pixel 9. And I knew this. Google does this all the time. So what they're going to start doing now is rolling out all these features to prior Pixel models, even in the Pixel 6, going down to the Pixel 6, Bob. So you're going to be getting a lot of these new features on the older phones. And that's coming pretty quick. They just announced, you can read the article, but they're announcing that. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Maybe they listened to the fact that I told them until
Bob said
the feature back, I'm not changing. So now they're going to accommodate and give me the new features. Good. Yeah. I don't have to change.
Now, this was an interesting article. We were talking about this before the show. A little bizarre, but interesting. Pixel screenshots. Now, there are people using their phone and they take screenshots all the time to store information. And I don't know, I don't use a phone this way, but they're constantly taking hundreds of screenshots every day, I guess, to use it to store information they want to retrieve. Anyway, on the Pixel 9, I don't have this because I've got the 8, but I don't have a 9. But on the Pixel 9, there's an app called Screenshots. And the app takes, when you do a screenshot, it puts it in the app, it OCRs it, it scans it and indexes it and makes it very easy to reference back to all those screenshots. I thought that was interesting. Anyway, that's a Pixel 9 thing that is available. Just to let you know, Huawei, of course, released.
You missed one.
Did I miss one?
Yep. Go to mine.
Go to yours. Oh yeah, McDonald's. God bless McDonald's. Anyway, they are pretty much doing away with everybody now. So if you have cash and you want to pay with cash, they're going to have kiosks now where it takes your money and gives you the change. No, you don't have to interact with anybody. Yeah, the kiosks will be taking your money and giving you the change. But I'm going to argue if I don't go to McDonald's very often, but when I do go, counting change and doing change management isn't a big skill set the people at work there have. So
also, I've noticed that in Walmart, my local Walmart, they've done away with a lot of the self-checkout and put back in short lines and are doing a lot more a cashier checking in your groceries as opposed to you doing it yourself. They're finding they had a lot of problems, especially with people just putting them in the bags and not charging them.
People changed labels on items because they work well on the self-checkout. they didn't work so well if you brought them to a cashier.
Now, just to let everyone know, you may not know this, our listeners may not know this, but right after the Apple event, right after, Huawei had their own event, right? And Huawei, of course, is a very large phone company and maker of communication equipment in China. And they had theirs, and they released the trifold phone, trifold. And so you'll see it there. Now, this is sold out. You can't get one because the people are buying these like crazy, even though they're $2,800. So, so anyway, so we now have a trifold phone.
Is this one 70 inches and I could watch the Super Bowl on it?
Exactly. Exactly. This was an interesting one. Robot leg powered by artificial muscles. So we all know about did I miss one?
Yep.
All right, I'll come over to Huey's. I can't read it. What did it say?
Amazon targets Aldi.
Oh, right. This is interesting, real interesting. This is Amazon is now bringing out, like, Costco has Kirkland, right? It's all Kirkland products is Costco. Amazon is bringing out a whole line of Amazon products that will be called, what is it called? I can't see it, Huey, because it's the printings. What's it called on there? It
just says no frill groceries.
Yeah.
What's the name? Anyway, they're bringing out their whole line. What's it called anyway? They're
Amazon Saver.
Yep. Amazon Saver. And so they will be there'll be a whole line of their own groceries like Kirkland. So it will be a value deal. So I thought that was interesting. So watch for that. It's coming out now. And if you are purchasing any of your groceries, you'll see this called Amazon Saver, and it will, you probably wonder, what is that all about? And that's going to be like a brand, like it's going to be their brand of whatever, right? So this was cool. This was a very interesting article. Robotic leg powered by artificial muscles. So we all know about robotics. They've been around for a very long time. You see robots walking and all that sort of stuff. But what they've done now is they've created the muscles that perform. They're actually fluid-filled bags that perform the actual movement of the limb, and it outperformed conventional design, which is really incredible. And there was also a very interesting article. So if you want to read more about it, it's there. And then this was the other one. Before we get into more techie stuff here, this was a capsule developed by the Netherlands. Now, Elon Musk tried this and couldn't get it working, but this is a capsule that is propelled through a Hyperloop test loop for people to use. In other words, it's going to be a capsule that you would get in to travel from A to B, but it's going to go down an electromagnetic tube that, of course, isn't touching anything, and it's going to go zipping down there. And they have perfected it now, and this is going to be available for commercial production soon. And so you'll see some interesting things. I thought that's pretty cool.
It's like going to the bank drive-through, and you put in the little tube, and it goes through the pneumatic tube and to the bank. Well, now you'll be able to get in it yourself and go.
Yeah, wow. Right. Exactly. It'll be pretty cool. Let's see here. Let's see if I got at the stage. Okay. Bob, this is yours. Prices tumbling. Hisense 70-inch class 4K.
You're way ahead of me. Yeah, this is what I had mentioned earlier. You can now get a 70-inch Ultra HD TV for $300 and some odd.
Well, if you haven't seen my video about the AI TV,
sorry, it's $428.
It is.
This is not the smart TV, but it is 70 inches and it's ultra high def.
Coming down in.
It's a smart TV, but it's not an AI TV.
Right. That's right. Bob, ChatGPT is about to get a very good upgrade.
Yes, Strawberry is coming very soon, possibly already in October. And
What
Strawberry is the next update from Omni.
from
They're not
so
sure if they're going to call. They may call it ChatGPT 5.0, and they may give it a different name. Yeah.
Okay. And when's it out, Bob?
Possibly October.
Okay. Huey, we've got before we were going into our last 15 minutes. Any comments or questions? We should probably
No,
do
apparently we've got them so focused that no one's leaving any
that.
messages.
They're riveted on their edge of their seat
Yes.
and just can't bother. Okay. All right. Well, we're picked up the pace because we got a lot of articles here. Bob, Android devices.
Or Android devices can now share an instant hotspot or a call. And it shows you how to turn that feature on.
And that's an Android device.
Unfortunately, it's not available for Samsung devices.
Wow.
Yep. Microsoft issues a patch for 79 flaws. Make sure you do your updates. Actually, you should have your auto updates turned on, and it would have done automatically.
Yep.
That's on their Tuesday updates.
Yep.
That was done Tuesday.
Patch Tuesday.
And Huey.
I don't wear a patch.
Yeah, Google quietly launched Gemini AI integration in Chrome's address bar. Now, in the address bar, if you're using Google Chrome, you just do an @Gemini, and automatically it'll switch that that box to a Gemini inbox, and you just type whatever you want, and it will answer you with Gemini.
Excellent. I've been using Gemini now for 2 or 3 weeks. I really like it. Man, I'm a Gemini convert. Bob, no, Huey, Copilot, Microsoft to announce the next phase of Copilot.
Yeah, another release and notification is going to be during our show on Monday on the next advances that they're going to have in Copilot. So we'll have to.
Copilot.
I'm sorry?
Is this the free Copilot?
I think it'll be both. It's
Okay.
just what's coming, and Copilot will be announced next Monday.
Okay. Cool. We should, Huey, put a note to ourselves here. We should do maybe do part of this show next week about these announcements on Copilot.
We don't know what they're going to be. That may not be anything.
Yeah, but
newsworthy enough to do that.
Yeah, we might talk about it next week. Android 15. Yeah, what's it's out now?
No, I did it. Android 15 will be available on supported Pixel devices in the coming weeks, and then shortly after the Samsung and some of the others, once they get to update their operating system with the Android 15. So it'll start rolling out in the next few weeks. And that's the upgrade to the basic Android system on phones.
It's a big update that they've been working on for quite a while, and lots of beta testing. I checked my Pixel 8 Pro this morning, and I still have 14, and it didn't update. So it's a slow rollout. I guess it'll be rolling out. So, okay.
And then the next one I did is, we hear a lot about the iOS 18 coming out. It's going to be released on Monday. Let's see, I think it's Monday or Tuesday. But also the iPad operating system, the iPad OS 18 will also be released at the same time. So I'll be able to update my iPad. And there is a list in the article, the models of iPad that will be upgradable. And I believe it's on the regular iPads, it's version 7 and newer. And then it's also got the iPad Air and the iPad Mini, in which models and newer will be upgradable.
Cool.
And this person wrote an article on, I dislike Facebook, but here's why I keep using it. So there's some good things to look at. It's some of the things that Facebook does and why you might want to consider continuing to use it. And again, don't make these 6 mistakes when buying a smart TV. It's a good article. Take a look at it. So if you're going to buy a smart TV, you might want to look at and see what they suggest. You be careful.
Excellent. Okay. And
another person wrote why I use TikTok despite its bad reputation. I don't have the TikTok app installed, but I do watch TikTok videos. Some of them are pretty good, some are interesting, and some are rabbit holes you can go down and you can start watching the videos and get lost for hours watching all of the different things. But there's some interesting things there, and you might want to take a look at it. But people do say, kind of stay away from the apps.
is there anything practical, or is this all just entertainment?
There's a lot of news, a lot of interesting tips and on how to use things, and then there's some girl twerking. So you don't know what you're going to get when you hit the advance to the next one.
Alrighty.
The 5 major drawbacks to flip foldables. I put this on for Ray.
Thank you.
One of them is when you open it, the buttons are way at the top. It was one of the things that they mentioned in the article, that it and there's some other good points in there that if you're considering a foldable, you might want to look at this and see if the drawbacks are negative enough to keep you from getting one.
But when my phone is opened, the buttons are in the same place as if I had a phone that did not fold.
One of the other things that I mentioned is you're going to be using 2 hands a lot more with this phone to open it up. Have you gotten to the point where you can open it with 1 hand?
No, I've never tried. I mean, to me, that is not an onerous task.
Yeah.
Gee, guys, you guys, I guess, haven't used a Zippo lighter for very long, have you? That's what I would be doing.
Maybe that's why our creator made us have 2 arms so we could use a flip phone.
Right. Yep. Wow.
Okay.
Talk about planning in advance.
Exactly. Maybe there's a reason for that, right? Exactly. Let's see. Oh, this is mine.
This is you. Yep.
Massive Galaxy Tab S10 series leak reveals no secrets behind. Anyway, they're going to be bringing out a really big, their next Tab S, their tablets they are going to be, like you can see, huge. They're going to bring out a really big one.
One of the reasons I bought my iPad is I have cellular connectivity. I paid extra for that ability, and then I pay $10 a month to have it on my account, but I can use it anywhere. I don't know if that's available on the Galaxy Tabs or not.
Right. This is the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra gets certified with satellite connectivity support. I just want to let everybody know, as you know, we've talked about this before, that the phones now, including the Pixel phone, Samsung, and even iPhones now, have satellite support. This is not something where you can talk on a satellite. It's not something that you can use and sort of dial up and say, well, if I want to phone Huey and I can't get him on my my own network, I just use satellite and we have a little chat and it goes. That's not how this works. It's information that will be sent from your phone, and it either may be in the form of some minimal text messaging, or it will be sent by some automated response. It will go up to a satellite link, and then that satellite link will be downloaded to a physical company on Earth that will then get the request and contact 911 services for the area that they think you're involved in. And there will be a location in that communication. There will be a location some sort of location so they'll know where you are. But it'll all be automated or a minimal text input, and that's what we're talking about. Not having a satellite phone. Like, we get all sorts of questions about that, saying, "Oh, great, I'll have a satellite phone." No. That's not how it works. So I want to
It's
just
a satellite connection when you have no cell phone service. So in case of an emergency, you're not stranded.
That's right.
Unless you're in one of those countries where if they happen to be using Musk's satellite system that's been banned, you're out of luck.
This is new candy colored eye. So just let you know that. Oh, darn it. This is candy colored iPhone, so you get them in all sorts of different colors. How are we doing with time? Pretty close.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close. As far as color phones, I didn't have a pink slimline phone either. I just the color of the phone to me is not a big deal, and apparently for some people it is.
Oh, I know I put this in there. I know why I put that in there. Where the heck was the article? I know why I did that. Look, my phone's in a case. The case is black. It doesn't matter what the color of the phone is. Most people put their phones in a case. So what difference does it make? You're not going to see what color it is anyway. So that's why I put that in there. Bob, dueling banjos.
At it, enjoy the music.
Okay, we will do that. I love this video.
It's amazing. Huey is the one who actually showed me this AI app, and I put it to work, and with the prompt, and the prompt is listed, this is what it produced. It was an elderly lady joining and watching the folks at Tech for Senior.
We're going to use that in our sort of marketing.
Yeah, it really came out extremely nice.
It did. And look at her face.
The videos it produces are only 6 seconds long, but they're really good. It is a Chinese based.
Spelling is correct. It's all there. It's just amazing.
Yep. But look at her face. Look at her face as she's just perfect. I love it. We're going to use that. We're going to use that for sure. Let's have a look. Psychology of Scams, another video from Bob. This was
Google rolls out. Why are the scams still around? I mean, we all know about it, but they're still around and they're succeeding, and there's more of them than ever.
Right. Google rolls out tab groups in Chrome for iPhone and iPad. So we've talked about. I have a video actually out about tab groups, but it's for iPhone and iPad. Huey, do you know?
Guess what time it is?
Yeah, we should probably stop. All right. There we go. Another hour's gone by. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Any comments before we go? Huey, Mike Saunders says, thanks, guys. An amusing and entertaining episode. Ron, your phone color or case is mostly relevant if you are a teenage girl, I guess. Deb Shannon, I'm with Huey. I don't use TikTok, but can go down the rabbit hole. Interesting stuff on there.
Wait a minute. Let's see. I missed one here.
Mike Eggerman, bad reputation. No thanks. I'll stick to social media with the minimum privacy and security invasion.
Yeah, he uses MeWe, which I'm also on, and Bob is as well. But there's some good articles on there that I don't see other places, but it's not as widely used, of course, as Facebook.
Richard said Androids will probably have to wait till next year for Android 15.
No, I won't. We'll get it.
I think we'll get it soon.
You got Pixels. Yeah,
I think we'll get it soon.
And the reason why is because Pixel is a Google product.
Yeah, Richard has a Samsung, and he's got a Samsung. So Samsung might be till next year.
Well, it depends on Samsung itself. It also depends on the carrier.
That's right.
Okay, yep. Mine is not tied to a carrier, so
right. Okay, that's it. We've the show we've done. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. We know your time's important for us. We want to thank you for coming. Thank you, Huey. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Ray, for being here. We will be back again next week, same time, same place. And don't forget, drop by our Monday show, and you might have some fun. Yeah, it's a good time. We have a lot of fun things to talk about. All right, see you next week. Bye-bye now.